You know, once in a while, I get really lucky and I get a really high quality bike. Now, what differentiates this bike from a typical bike? Well, one thing that I've realized about riding so many bikes on this YouTube channel, when they send me a bike, I can tell right away it's high quality just by looking at the paint job and feeling it. Now, you see there's a sticker right here, right? And this right here is also a sticker. On really high quality bikes, I notice that the sticker is underneath the clear coat. The paint and the finish on this thing is absolutely incredible. There's also another sticker here with the name of the e-bike called Rebel 2 or 2.0. That's what they call this. There's this version, and then there's also a Pro version. Not exactly sure what the major differences are, but the Pro version, I believe, has a bigger battery pack. This battery pack, on the other hand, is a 15 amp hour UL certified battery pack, and the e-bike will go all the way up to 28 miles an hour. Powered by a 1000 watt hub motor in the back. Well, 1000 peak, but 750 watts, but peak 1000 watts. Hopefully that's understandable. And it's a 48 volt motor as well. And the hydraulic brakes on this thing feel really good. Like whoever that bled these brakes did a fantastic job on them. When you ride this bike, you're going to feel that it's really smooth. That's because it's got a cadence sensor when you're pedaling it. So the cadence sensor allows you to pedal, and it only gives you the power that you need. It doesn't feel like it's forced whenever you're using the pedal. So I really like cadence sensors instead of torque sensors. They're on the more expensive side, but it's worth paying for. But anyway, I'm sure you can see this and tell by now, but this bike is able to be folded like a pretzel. So folding mechanism here, you got another folding mechanism over here. So if you fold this, and then the handlebar, of course, folds as well. There's a little mechanism here. You pull up, and then this is what happens. And then the whole thing becomes about this wide, and the girth is like up to here. The next thing I want to talk about is something that is super unique. And of course, as I mentioned to you, I can really tell if a bike is really high quality if they include certain features or they do certain things. Well, one thing that they have done is included something extremely unique. And this is something you rarely see unless you're paying top dollars. So when you turn on the bike, you're greeted with this screen here. What the heck is this? In the beginning, I was confused, like, why am I getting a countdown? Is something going to happen? Well, my friends, there's a NFC card. You take the NFC card, you tap it over the screen, and voila, the e-bike turns on. Anyway, one last thing. You do have space here. I'm not sure if you want to sit anyone back here unless they're a child. There's no foot pegs back here, but maybe you can install some. There is a section here where you can install a foot peg if you wanted to. Yeah. So yeah, you can install foot pegs. I believe it might even come with some. I'd have to check. But anyway, you can probably set someone back here, or maybe put a basket and put groceries back here. Really cool location. They also have bolts, so you can bolt things down. I like that a lot. But anyway, sitting on this bike, really comfortable seat. You got a really wide seat. I believe it's somewhere around 12 inches. You got 5 pedal assists, and then on the inside the manual deal, there's a section where it tells you how to change the power in this. So if you want like pedal assist number 1 to ride all the way up to like 8 miles an hour, you can set it as that. If you want pedal assist number 2 to ride up to, I don't know, 12 miles an hour, you can set it as that. And of course, this bike can be changed on the fly depending on the different classes. So not sure if I mentioned it already, but it goes up to 28 miles an hour, but out of the box, it will only do 20. So out of the box, class 2, but you do have the option of turning it into a class 3 e-bike. So that's something that I recommend that you check out the manual whenever you buy this bike, because it provides you all those details. But anyway, this is not a huge bike. I'm somewhere around 5'6". Perfect bike for me, man. Really perfect bike for me. The great news is that, check this out. Great news is that for you tall guys out there and girls, this thing can go all the way up. Like, seriously, you're a monster-sized person, you're like 6'4", I don't think you'll have a problem riding this bike, because handlebar goes up, and then, of course, let's not forget, the seat can like literally come up to here. So for big and tall people, yeah, this is definitely a bike to consider. But for someone who's short as well, let me see how my feet land on the ground. Okay, so yeah, I would say like the seat height on this bike, it's at the lowest at the current moment. So I would say the seat height at its lowest moment is probably somewhere around 24 to 25 inches. But like I mentioned, you can definitely raise it up and get yourself a 30 to 35 inch seat if you wanted to. So for you big and tall people, great bike. This is one of those bikes that you buy to commute with, and it's also the perfect bike for like a Sunday. You get two of these, one for you and your missus, or if you're the missus, one for you and your hubby or boyfriend, girlfriend, or even your friends. Like, just have like a couple of these if you have a large house, or a garage for that matter. A couple of these laying around, people come over, perfect bike just to show people around. Large battery, this thing will go easily 30 miles on a single charge. That's if you're not pedaling, if you're using pure power. But yeah, this is like the perfect get around tool that I would consider for myself if I was interested in just buying something to get around in. You know, like once in a while, I want to go to the grocery store and just like pick up like something that I don't have at home, like I don't know, bag of potato chips, who knows, whatever you might want, right? You don't want to drive, especially if the supermarket or whatever is not really that far away from you. Here in California, $6 per gallon, holy shite. So yeah, buying an e-bike in today's climate definitely makes sense. And recently, the number one reason why people buy these kind of bikes is for commuting purposes. It's just getting really expensive to drive a car back and forth to work, especially if you're only 5 miles away. It's so much better to get an e-bike because, number one, you're outdoors, you're riding, it's a lot more fun than sitting inside of a car paying for gas, sitting in traffic, especially, you know, traffic in the morning and in the evening when you come back home. Just get in your bike, lane filter, or go on the sidewalks or bike paths. Boom. At the end of the week, charge your e-bike, and you got yourself something that pretty much pays for itself over time. These bikes literally pay for themselves. So a bike like this, for that matter, will pay for itself if you're going to use it for commuting. And even if you're not going to be using it for commuting, you're going to use it for pleasure use, or maybe perhaps even for exercise. Like, I haven't turned off the power yet. I don't even know what this thing rides like without power, but we're going to do that right now. Speaking of pleasure use, right? Okay, so turn off the power. Let's see what this thing is like without power. Oh, okay. Yeah, I had to go lower in gears, or else I wasn't going to get anywhere. But anyway, right now I got no powers. The gearing is really short, so I'm just not used to riding a bike without power. An e-bike, I should say, without power. So this feels rather strange and really slow to me. But yeah, I mean, theoretically speaking, this bike doesn't weigh a whole lot. If I had to guess on the bike's weight, I would probably guess that it weighs somewhere about just shy of 65 pounds, right? Doesn't really weigh a whole lot. Let's go ahead and turn the bike back on. There we go. Put it back up to PAS number 5. Off we go. So yeah, the bike doesn't weigh a whole lot, and so it could definitely be used as an exercise bike as well. So exercise bike, check. Commuter bike, check. Pleasure use, having friends over or with your partner, or whoever you want to ride with, or just taking a ride on your own on a Sunday, just to chill, get coffee, whatever. Yeah, this is the bike for you, my friend. And the good news is, comes in 4 different colors. This is the bright yellow one. I don't know how I feel about the bright yellow one. I'd probably get a darker color, a bit more masculine. But yeah, this is perfect for like a female, or you know, the lighter colors. Yeah, it depends on your personality. You know what I mean? It's got that. It's got sort of like a retro look to it, because you got the walls of the tires are yellow, and then the bike itself is like a really bright yellow, and then you got the black trim here, so kind of has like a retro vibe, yet modern, more modern than retro, but it's got like a little bit of a retro vibe. Overall, cool design. I like it. And acceleration off the line, zippy, man, really zippy. Doesn't weigh a lot, right? So the less it weighs, the zippier it's going to be off the line. A lot of these bikes are just getting big and clunky and heavy, like the moped e-bikes. They're north of like 95 pounds. They're about a quarter of what a real motorcycle weighs, believe it or not. You know how I know that? Because I ride motorcycles. So yeah, these bikes, the mopeds are just so awesome. They're really cool bikes, but they're for like, I don't know, they're for like a younger crowd. You want something to be economical, doesn't break the bank. Well, I don't know about the break the bank part. Since we're on that subject and I brought it up accidentally, which I wasn't meaning to bring up, we're just kind of like talking here. As far as what the price of this bike is, it's north of $900. But as I mentioned to you in the beginning, you're buying something that is high quality, and a high quality bike is going to be more expensive, and that's something to expect with this e-bike. Before I came out here and reviewed this bike for you guys, I went on Amazon. I took a look to see if it's also included in Amazon, because I was going to mention that there'll be a link down below for it, but this bike is not on Amazon at the current moment. Not sure if it will be introduced on Amazon, but on their website, which I am going to include a link down below. And if you purchase from my link, I get a small commission. You don't pay anything extra, okay? But anyway, that being said, this bike is a little bit more expensive than your typical bike by, I would say, about $150 to $200. But if you're looking for a really high quality bike, and you know, you just want to spend like $100 more, $200 more if you can afford it, I would definitely recommend this. One thing I want to mention is that the bike is relatively quiet for an e-bike. Typical e-bikes these days, they have fat 4-inch tires that are equipped on a 20-inch rim. I think the rims on this are also 20 inches, but the tires are only about 3 inches or 2.5 inches. The tires on this are smooth, they're not studded or anything like that, so I think that has a lot to do with the relative quiet nature of your riding experience. But I like that a lot. You know, like, I'm just tired of those big huge studded tires. They're just unnecessary. They might be more inefficient. They might be inefficient compared to these tires as well when it comes to battery usage and all that other stuff. You know, friction, more to tread along, etc., etc. I don't know the science behind it, but I'm sure you can guess that having different tires, something that's more efficient, will provide you better battery life. But yeah, these tires are just regular street tires, you know, like, they're not studded or anything like that, so riding quality is super smooth. Brakes work phenomenal. Just testing them out right now, the front and the rear. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, whoever that bled these brakes did a wonderful job. Hydraulic brakes are all about bleeding them correctly. Once you do that correctly, they're amazing. And then yeah, you got this little bell over here, pretty handy. On a bike like this, yeah, you would expect it to have something like this. Pretty cool.
A few moments later.
This ReviBikes Rebel 2.0 gets my seal of approval. Whatever you want to use this bike for, this is the bike to get, and I've included a link down below. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.